Good morning, students. I hope you all are safe and fine at home. Before vacations, we have started with our chapter 2, that is landforms, in which we have studied about landforms, formation of landforms, external and internal processes, slow and sudden movements, vertical and horizontal movements. Also, we have covered three types of mountains, that is fold mountains, volcanic mountains and block mountains. Today we will continue with our same chapter and different topic, that is rift valleys and advantages and disadvantages of mountain regions in people's life. Okay, let us begin with the rift valley. As we have studied earlier also, that block mountains and rift valleys are formed together with the same process, that is due to the faults which occur in the rocks, and the compressional movement in the crust moves some part of the rocks upward and some to the down. The up part is known as the block mountains, and the sink part or the lower part is the rift valley. So we can say that the block mountains and rift valleys are formed together. Upper portion or the upper part is known as the block mountain, and the lower part is known as the rift valley. If we take an example, the Wash and the Black Forest are the two block mountains, and in between them there is a rift valley from where the Ryan river flows. If we take an example of India, in the middle of India, the two block mountain ranges, Vindhya range in the north and Satpura range in the south, and in between is the rift valley from where the Narmada river flows. Now comes the characteristics of rift valley. As we have studied that rift valleys are the sinked part or the sinked portion or the lower portion of the crust. The second characteristic, the block mountains are on the sides, so it is bordered by the fault zone or separated from the other land masses. That is, it is surrounded by the block mountains. So we can say that the Rift Valley is a linear depression by the sinking of intermediate crustal rock between two or more parallel faults. It also has steep sides. As we have discussed about the rift valleys, now we will discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of mountains in people life. Firstly, the advantages of the mountains. Mountains form a barrier against hot and cold winds, save us from the attacks of the enemies, and reduce the contact between man and man. So we can say that they protect us as our Himalayas protect us from the cold wind and our enemies. Second advantage, mountains also help in precipitation. As the height increases, the wind also rises up, and more it will rise up, it will reach to its dew point, forming the clouds. Not only that, it also work as an obstacle in the path of clouds which let it rain. So, mountains serve as an obstacle in the path of clouds and make them rain. Third, basically all the river starts from the mountains, as it's the good source of fresh water which leads to fulfill our needs of water for us and for irrigation also. Fourth, mountains are good sites of natural hydroelectric plant. As hydroelectricity plants are formed artificially also, but in the hilly areas we can form them naturally. Only some of the things we have to use and the hydroelectricity plant is formed. Fourth, the mountains are important tourist center due to its low temperature, healthy climate and very attractive beautiful natural sceneries. They provide us rich pasture lands and good quality of timber which is very helpful to us. So there are many advantages of the mountains. But still the population living there is very less. It means that there are some disadvantages also which are not in favor of people to live in mountains. So firstly, the disadvantages is the mountains put great obstacle in air, rail and road travels, as it is very difficult to build the helipads or the railway tracks or the roads in the hilly areas. Not even this, even there is a shortage of plain land or the parallel land. The houses are built at a very distant areas, and as there is very less plain land, there are rough areas, thin layer of soil, so it is very difficult to do agriculture in such lands. So there is very less agriculture in the mountain areas. Third, these areas are very rich in minerals, so mining is done in a very large quantity. These areas are also known as the mining industrial areas. Lot of areas are being mined in the mountains. So thank you for this topic. In next class we will study about the plateaus. Thank you.